Hello everyone, this is Jackson Borges coming to you from All Saints Episcopal Church here in downtown Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to this week's summer organ recital. We begin with a composer who was recommended and requested of me a few weeks ago, and that is the Southern German Baroque composer Johann Pachelbel. You probably have images being conjured of many a wedding or another festive occasion where his famous canon in D major is played. And as a service organist, having played for many weddings over my career, I can tell you I have played the canon in D many, many times. And that one piece has overshadowed Pachelbel's output for organ, for solo instruments, for chorus and such. And we're going to start with a very popular organ work of his from his output, the Takata in E minor. Takata, the word taken from the Italian word toccare, meaning to touch, we now know is something of a virtuosic piece to showcase the abilities of the performer. In Pachelbel's day, and in southern Germany, the organ didn't see the innovations and developments that were to come in northern Germany and elsewhere. They were a little slow getting those innovations. So in this piece you see a lot of fast work for the hands, but a rather slow-moving pedal part, which is characteristic of Pachelbel's works. Johann Pachelbel was a great innovator of the Chorale Prelude, as we know it today, and worked a lot in counterpoint and fugal writing as well as variation forms. He has many beautiful variations on separate German chorale tunes or German hymn tunes. But today we hear the Toccata in E minor by Johann Pachelbel from his very vast output. In Pachelbel's life, he came to be very well acquainted with the Bach family of musicians, and Pachelbel even stood godfather to Johann Sebastian Bach's sister, Johanna Juditha, and was a teacher of J.S. Bach's brother, Johann Christoph Bach. Now, I wasn't able to find anything by J.C. Bach, J.S.'s brother, but I was able to find some beautiful little chorale preludes by another Johann Christoph Bach, who was J.S. Bach's first cousin once removed. And in these pieces, very short, one-page little chorale preludes, you hear the influence of Johann Pachelbel in the writing. There is much more action happening in the hands than in the feet, which usually has a slow-moving pedal line. And so here we hear 4 very short chorale preludes by Johann Christoph Bach, J.S. Bach's first cousin. And we start with the chorale prelude on Praise the Lord with singing, Lob Gott getrost mit Singen. Next is Erhalt uns Herr bei deinem Wort, keep us, Lord, faithful to thy word. Next is Allein Gott in der Höhe sei all glory be to God on high. And closing with In dich hab ich gehoffet, Herr, in thee, Lord, have I put my trust. 4 little chorale preludes by Johann Bach. the music of Johann Pachelbel and J.C. Bach, we move now to Paris, as we so often do on these recitals, to the music of Alexandre Guilmant, who was a very well-known and well-respected teacher, performer, and composer, and church musician. He wrote 8 organ sonatas, 2 of which were arranged for organ and orchestra and were dubbed organ and orchestra symphonies. Those, his first organ sonata and his 8th, were reworked into his organ symphonies numbers 1 and 2. Today we will hear the Scherzo movement from his sonata number 5, which is a rather grandiose piece of music, and in my opinion, one of his best written organ sonatas. The Scherzo is a movement that was added around Beethoven's time to the symphony, and it loosely translates to a joke, and a lot of times is in 3/4 time, though you will see them a little bit in 2/4 time. This is in 3, and it's rather fiery and passionate in its construction. It's a great piece of music, and I do hope that you enjoy this Scherzo from Guilmant's Organ Sonata number 5 in C minor. fun little romp by Guilmant there. And we move now to two hymn-based pieces of music. Both are on the topic of assurance and trust. And the first is a setting of the beautiful hymn tune, "Lead kindly light amidst the encircling gloom, lead thou me on. The night is come and I am far from home, lead thou me on." And it is a beautiful piece of music that was set for me, dedicated to me, by my friend Carolyn Hamlin, who is a well-known composer in the United States. And she wrote this for me right about the time my grandfather died, about 7 or 8 years ago. And it is a beautiful hymn tune of faith and trust. And Carolyn has put her signature on this hymn tune in this beautiful arrangement of "Lead Kindly Light." Following in Carolyn's footsteps, we turn now to an arrangement of the beautiful hymn tune, He Leadeth Me. The words, He leadeth me, O blessed thought, O words with heavenly comfort fraught. Whate'er I do, whate'er I be, still 'tis God's hand that leadeth me. He leadeth me, by his own hand he leadeth me, his faithful follower I would be, for by his hand he leadeth me. And this setting was made by me for my friend Carolyn Hamlin. A few years ago, Carolyn lost her dear husband, Talmadge Hamlin, and after that, I decided to gift her with this arrangement of the beautiful hymn, He Leadeth Me. Taking Carolyn's example, but using my own harmonic language, I've crafted this beautiful piece, and in it, at the end, you will hear the chimes play 4 very distinct notes, and I put Carolyn and Talmadge's initials in this piece, and at the end you'll hear them, TH and CH, sounding like this. So I do hope you enjoy this arrangement of He Leadeth Me, made for Carolyn Hamlin by yours truly. And that brings us to the end of this week's recital. I do hope that you've enjoyed some of my favorite tunes as I bring them to you today. As always, we invite you to look at our website, allsaintsandstgeorges.org. See all of the wonderful things we have going here. We have links to our organ recitals, our nightly Compline services, as well as our Sunday services. And you will also find a donate button if you are so moved and are able. We invite you to give generously if you are able, but if you are not, that's okay too. We invite you to continue to join us for our organ recitals and services, and continue to take a look around the website and see all of our offerings here in the parish. We will be back here next week with another summer organ recital. And now I bid you farewell for the week with a very popular piece from the most popular piece by the French composer Léon Boëllmann, his Takata from the Suite Gothique. And I have often described this in recitals as sort of the final chase scene from a silent movie, when the heroine is tied to the railroad tracks with a very large steam locomotive heading straight for her, and all of a sudden at the nick of time, the hero comes and saves her, and everybody is happy at the end. So this is the final movement, the Takata from Léon Boëllmann's Suite Gothique.